Hi there, Cancer. Welcome to your mid-July 2025 tarot update, general tarot update, I should say. It's Rena here. If you're interested in a July love reading, I have your sign up on my second channel. It's called Tarot Alchemy by Raina Moon, or with Raina Moon, and you can check out that forecast. That's for the whole month of July. But sometimes these general readings, because they can be any topic, they seem to um, gravitate towards relationships too. I'm ruled by Venus. My rising sign is Taurus, so maybe that's why I keep saying, why do I always have these love readings? I'm going to pick an additional card just because. Okay. The heart of the matter is the Two of Pentacles. So in practical matters, because Pentacles can be about anything related to money and your work and your health, like your body, then it could be like working two jobs. It could be balancing or juggling, because this is supposed to be like a juggler, balancing your work with maybe going to school or something like that. And so it kind of depicts somebody who has a lot on their plate. Sometimes with twos, it can be that you're indecisive about something or that you have a choice to make. And when I look at the past position, I'm always looking for, okay, what specifically is that person having indecision about? And we have the Ten of Cups. This is a card of marriage, family joy, and that kind of energy, or even like a celebration like marriage. And you have the rainbow that represents happily ever after, the pot at the end of the rainbow, where it's like, this is a great thing, but the person is indecisive about it. So what does that mean? It could mean that the person went into something and it was really great, and now they're not so sure about it, or they are seeing two people, not accusing anybody of anything, just giving all the possibilities. And or maybe the other person is seeing another person, so you're part of a three person situation. And one thing that this can be too is like, you have this great family situation, but you're working two jobs. And so it's like you hardly see your family. And what does that mean? The higher message is the Knight of Pentacles, but it was reversed. In the upright position, the Knight of Pentacles is this person with a great work ethic who's very reliable and very dedicated to the work mode. When it's actually connected to the sign of Taurus. So you see, we have another pentacle. So it's earth energy. Same with, like the Two of Pentacles, the earth element, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But this card I know in particular is connected to Taurus, which is fixed earth. And that makes it even more like dependable and something you could set a clock to. But it's in reverse. So it can indicate a younger man, or maybe a man who's older than, I think the knights are supposed to be younger than 40s, maybe even closer to 20s. But I think nowadays you can definitely extend it into the 40s of being that younger type of man. But maybe this is a man in his 50s who's like immature. Who knows? But this could be an irresponsible person, a person who is not working or barely working, irresponsible about finances, about just basic things. And with that two of Pentacles, it might be a situation, and I'm saying like a man because this is then they have like gender, they assign gender to that, but certainly it doesn't have to be that way 100% of the time. But I'm going to just say man because of that. And so you might be doing all of the heavy lifting in practical matters, and that's why you're working two jobs. It could be one of those types of situations. Wow, I didn't even, when I put these cards out, I don't even like pay attention half the time what the cards are. The challenge position is the Hierophant. This can be a card of marriage. And this is also a card of tradition, and I think of Cancer as a traditional sign. So what it's saying to me is that sense of what what was instilled into you via religion or via like culture, tradition, the family lineage, regarding marriage could be at odds with your situation. So it could be like keeping you in a situation where you're enabling somebody else's irresponsibility. And you may have memories of this wonderful union or times that were really good. Cancer is a very sentimental sign, but you can get stuck in the past, and that can keep you from moving forward if something is not how it should be. Also, I would say too, if somebody resonates with what I was talking about in terms of working long hours and that impacting their family adversely, is like the Knight of Pentacles, maybe as a spiritual message. Reversed means that you are not here just to be like a provider. And this happens a lot with men, where they think that their job is just to like bring home the bacon, the money, and they are either working themselves to death, or they are depriving themselves and depriving their family of their presence. And it's like the Hierophant is all about that traditional role or idea that we have about what somebody is supposed to be doing that may not be relevant for their situation and may be actually harmful to pursue that. Because, if you have kids, they might be noticing this and they might be like, where's dad? Why is he not here? And you're trying to do the right thing, but it's actually working against you. What's coming in is the Four of Swords. There's a time of rest, a time of recuperation. Maybe this is a vacation that you will be taking shortly. Typically, I don't read this card as just like a vacation on the beach. To me, it's more of the Minor Arcana version of the Hermit card, where it's more like reflective, but I could extend it to something like that, because if you have been pulling double duty, and this is not always going to be about working two jobs. It could be you're taking care of an elderly parent and working. And there's something where it's kind of a crunch, and now you have time to relax. And that is really important, that you take that time for yourself. The outcome is the Knight of Wands. This deck calls it rods, but I try to use a more familiar term. Knight of Wands. The first thing that came to my mind is the warrior going back into the battle after taking a break. But with wands, there's a sense of autonomy, meaning that a person, maybe you are reflecting on your life and your obligations and feeling that sense of like, am I supposed to be in this particular role? The Knight of Wands is very individualistic, very freedom loving, and you may start to embody that more, um, Cancer. Actually, I've been thinking about this lately because I just did the horoscopes for August that are posted on my channel. And I was doing it for Capricorn yesterday, and I was thinking about, oh my gosh, um I was thinking of Pluto and Capricorn. And actually um now I realize I was thinking about this about Aquarius, and then I was thinking the opposite sign of Leo and how that might affect Pluto, uh, might affect Leo people with the opposition from Pluto. Now, even though that transit in Pluto and Capricorn has come and gone in our lifetime, unless we have during the ascension process, we get to live for 500 years, then we'll see it again in another 250 years or so. Um, there you did have that opposition, so a lot of Cancer people might have experienced challenges to your sense of empowerment, and that may be something that you have been working on or had been working on for 15 years. So the Knight of Wands, I think, could embody some Cancer people, believe it or not. And so I picked a clarification card and I got the Star card, which is connected to Aquarius, faith in unseen forces. And this can be a card of hope being restored in your life. Even if you have been dealing with something that didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to, you may be hopeful that you will be able to achieve your goals regardless, that nobody can take that away from you. And sometimes it's hard to be hopeful when you're in the midst of something that is staring you in the face and that seems really difficult to navigate, but it can still happen, if you believe it can. All you have to do is look for those signs, those little glimmers of hope, and it will take it from there. Alrighty then, Cancer, that's what I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a personal reading, be it astrology, tarot, or both, please check out the link below for more information. I'm at RainaMoonAstrology.com. Thanks for watching. Take care.